Jai Shri Mataji. Apologies for the slightly late start this evening. We had minor technical difficulties, which are all sorted out now. So welcome everyone and to this meditation for Monday the 4th of August here in the UK. So wherever you are, welcome. And let's begin by collectively raising our kundalinis and putting on the bandhan. Let's take a couple of moments just to embrace and immerse ourselves in the silence of these vibrations. Sri Ganesha's mantra. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Ganesha Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devi Namo Namaha. Sri Ganesha, we thank you for inviting us to enjoy your darshan, inviting us to join you at the lotus feet of our Holy Mother. let us take the three holy mantras. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Mahalakshmi Maha Saraswati Mahakali Trigunatmika Kundalini Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devi Namo Namaha. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Kalki Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devi Namo Namaha. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Kalki Sakshat Shri Sahasrara Swamini Moksha Pradaini Mataji Shri Nirmala Devi Namo Namaha. 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 So just now, we'll listen to a portion of Mother's talk, the second half of a very powerful talk from Talyati, 1993, the Devi Puja. And then afterwards, we'll proceed to the second part of our program, which I will explain at the time.
We have used only the power of hatred so far.
До сих пор мы пользовались только лишь силой ненависти.
In the politics especially, one country believes that they must hate another country. They are born for that.
В политике некоторые страны думают, что они должны ненавидеть другие страны, и что они созданы для этого.
Because 100 years back, some quarrel took place or a war took place, so the children are still fighting among themselves.
Из-за того, что сотни лет назад произошли какие-то войны или какие-то ссоры, до сих пор эти ссоры продолжаются.
You'll be amazed that when I first came to Russia, 25 German Sahjogis rushed to help me here.
Вы будете удивлены, что когда я впервые приехала в Советский Союз, то 25 немецких сахаджа-йогов поспешили, чтобы помочь мне здесь.
Instead of bearing that malice in their heart, as their forefathers had killed so many of Russians, they felt it was their greatest wish is to go and do some service for the Russians.
Вместо того, чтобы чувствовать какую-то, может быть, остаточную ненависть из-за того, что их отцы здесь делали, они поспешили с открытыми сердцами, чтобы помогать русским людям.
So all the hatred changes into this powerful love.
Поэтому вся ненависть превращается, трансформируется в эту великую любовь.
This power of love is the greatest power, and after Sahaja we have to use only our power of love.
Эта сила любви величайшая сила, и в сахаджа-йоге мы должны пользоваться только лишь ей.
It's the most powerful, effective weapon that we have.
Это наиболее мощное, эффективное оружие, которым мы обладаем.
Because this is divine love.
Потому что это божественная любовь.
We are getting our source of divine love from the all-pervading power of God's love.
Источниками нашей любви является всепроникающая божественная сила.
They say that God is almighty.
Говорят, что Бог всемогущ.
Then who can be more powerful than God?
Тогда кто может быть более могущественнее, чем Бог?
And if we are connected with God Almighty, who could be mightier than us?
И тогда, если мы соединены со всемогущим Богом, кто может быть более могущественен, чем мы?
In His love, He protects us, He gives us whatever we want, He blesses us, and He makes us enjoy ourselves.
В своей любви Он защищает нас, делает все, что необходимо для нас, и Он любит нас, наслаждается этим.
His government is the most efficient one, and it's very quick and very fast.
Это Его правительство наиболее эффективное и очень быстрое.
Today only when I was coming, one of the Sahaja-yogis came and said that whether it is very clouded, it may rain.
И вот только сегодня ко мне подходил сахаджа-йог, один из сахаджа-йогов, и сказал: мать, очень много туч, возможно, будет дождь.
And when I came out after 5 minutes, I find the whole sky is cleared out.
И после того, как я пришла сюда, через 5 минут все небо совершенно очистилось.
So all these 5 elements also are at the disposal of the children of God.
Поэтому все эти 5 первоэлементов также находятся в распоряжении детей Божьих.
Even the cruelest of cruel person melts down and comes to the humble understanding of this power.
Даже самый жесточайший человек смягчается и приходит к пониманию этой силы.
No one can harm you.
Никто не может вас повредить вам.
And anybody who tries to harm you becomes melted away.
И любой, кто попытается вам как-то повредить, он буквально растает.
It's so many miracles that in this short speech I won't be able to tell you all of them. But you will find it in your life itself, how this power of love that you have within your heart has protected you.
В такой короткой речи я, конечно же, не могу описать всевозможные случаи, чудесные случаи, но вы должны в своей жизни сами убедиться в этом.
I have seen people who are very hot-tempered, who are angry type, who are all the time making others' lives miserable, become extremely beautiful, nice people.
Я видела людей, которые очень с вызовом относятся к другим людям, которые пытаются делать их несчастными, становятся наоборот очень мягкими людьми.
With this light of love, you love yourself in the right way, and you give up all that is wrong, all that is immoral.
В свете этой любви вы также начинаете любить себя, и вы не делаете ничего такого, что бы являлось аморальным.
This love is eternal, is very powerful, and gives you confidence in the collectivity of human beings.
Эта любовь очень сильная, и она дает вам уверенность в коллективности.
Because it is the Spirit which enlightens your all the powers.
Потому что это Дух, который просвещает все ваши силы.
And the Spirit is the source of collectivity and love for every human being in the world.
А Дух является источником коллективности и любви каждого человека.
Then your attention goes to all the people who are in trouble, who are suffering, who need help.
Когда ваше внимание идет на людей, которые находятся в беде, которые страдают,
And with this attention, which is so enlightened, you can solve their problems sitting down here.
и тогда с вашим вниманием, которое является столь просвещенным, вы можете решить их проблемы, сидя даже здесь.
With such people, there is no need to have any wars, no need to have any weapons, no need to have any boundaries.
Для таких людей нет необходимости не вести никакие войны, не иметь никакого оружия, не иметь никаких границ.
If Russians go to India, they feel India is their country. If Indians come to Russia, they think Russia is their own country.
Если русские едут в Индию, то они чувствуют, что Индия это их страна. Если индийцы едут в Россию, то они чувствуют то же самое.
So, who will fight? There's no one to whom you can really say he is my enemy, because everybody is part and parcel of your being.
Поэтому с кем вам можно воевать в таком случае? Вы прекрасно чувствуете, что каждый человек является неотъемлемой частью вас самих.
These are the special times, I call them the blossom time, when so many flowers are there who are seeking the truth.
Это времена, особые времена. Я их называю временами цветения, потому что так много цветов сейчас, которые стараются или пытаются искать истину.
And their fragrance
И,
is their love.
и их благоухание – это их любовь.
And they have to all become fruits now.
И сейчас все они должны стать плодами.
And this is what is going to happen, as these times are very, very important.
И вот это то, что и должно произойти, поэтому эти времена очень-очень важны.
In all the religions they are described.
Во всех религиях эти времена были описаны.
Then we don't hate anyone because he believes in one religion or another religion. On the contrary, we believe in all the religions.
Нам тогда не нужно сражаться, потому что мы верим в одну религию, а другие верят в другую религию. Мы все верим в одну религию.
This is the power by which a drop becomes the ocean, an individual becomes the collective.
Это сила, с помощью которой капля становится океаном, и отдельная личность становится коллективом.
So all your powers that are there are enlightened by this all-pervading power.
Поэтому все силы, которые существуют в вас, просвещены этой всепроникающей силой.
It transforms you, and it has such a beautiful, delicate way of handling everything.
Они трансформируют вас, и они дают вам очень тонкий, деликатный метод в обращении.
The only thing that is needed is faith in this power.
Единственное, что требуется, это вера в свои силы.
That only by having love for others and this enlightened love is going to give you whatever you want.
Поэтому для этого единственное нужно любить и других. И эта сила даст вам все, что вам необходимо.
And that there is such a power, all-pervading power.
И эта сила, всепроникающая сила существует.
There is no doubt of it.
В этом нет никаких сомнений.
And we have to just accept it with our open heart, that it fills it and makes us a great personality.
И нам нужно принять это с открытыми сердцами, что она наполняет нас и делает нас великими личностями.
So there is no competition, there is no ambition, there is no jealousy, nothing of the kind.
Поэтому нет соревновательности, нет амбиций, нет никакой ревности, ничего подобного этому нет.
The only desire is then left that as I am enjoying myself, let others also enjoy.
И единственное желание, которое остается, таково: я хочу наслаждаться собой, и пусть и все остальные наслаждаются.
People go out of the way to spread Sahaja.
Люди буквально выходят из себя для того, чтобы распространить сахаджа-йогу.
They work very hard, travel with very little money. They try to convince people, do all kinds of things for no material gain.
Люди очень напряженно работают. Обладая даже незначительным количеством денег, они ездят всюду, пытаются убедить людей.
But the greatest joy is when you see that you have risen the kundalini of another person and given him a self-realization.
Но величайшая радость состоит в том, когда вы видите, что вы поднимаете кундалинию других людей и даете им самореализацию.
That lights up your faces I've seen many a times.
И это освещает ваши лица, которые я так много раз видела.
Let this love grow more and more.
Пусть эта любовь растет все больше и больше.
They asked me why of all the places I came to Taliati.
Меня спросили, почему из всех возможных мест я приехала в Тольятти.
Not for Volga, not for these beautiful houses you have, but for my children who are here.
Не из-за Волги, не из-за этих прекрасных домов, а из-за тех прекрасных детей, которые у меня здесь.
May God bless you.
Да благословит вас Бог.
Holy Mother, with your permission, please allow us to offer this prayer for peace. Originally composed by a Sahaja Yogini from the land of Sri Krishna. Here at the gates of peace we gather, the children, with upturned faces. Here where birds float and wheel before shining doors, we've come to sing and pray. O Mother of Heaven, come rescue the blue pearl of the world. Come with your wing-bright hosts, you who wear a shawl of stars, whose weapons ring like a million bells, whose eyes are infinite. We pray to you. Come and end this suffering. Here outside the gates of peace we have heard the scream of war, seen fire rain on the troubled streets, and fear has stalked the air like a many-voiced ghost. But here at your golden gates, doubt crumbles in the blossom air. O Goddess of courage, we offer petals here and pray, come now and save your children. Cut apart the thunderclap and ride in with all your powers. Here, within the gates of peace, you have given refuge. Here, where fields wave with daisies and endless rivers flow, our gratitude is too immense for speech. Here, beneath the wind-washed leaves, we meditate and pray. O Mother of Worlds, with one gesture, you destroy fear. With one resonant word, you shatter evil to dust. With one mighty glance, you douse the fires of hatred. No darkness can remain. You who wove the stars into heaven, who filled the lakes, made earth a garden, you whose love taught depth to the sea and stillness to the mountain, who lit at our crown the cool, bright flames, who set to playing the fountain. O Goddess of victory, Goddess of love, thank you for your infinite gifts. Please rescue us. And your light world, right us, make us whole, melt weapons to petals, awaken our souls. O make this whole planet the realm of your peace. Jai Shri Mataji. The Great Incarnation, William Blake, who left this earth just short of 200 years ago, lived in a world that few understood. A dimension that he could only express through art, painting, engraving, and writing. And he wrote to us. He knew we were coming. He knew that 150 years hence, the world would begin to change and begin to fill with realized souls. He was speaking to us, the Sahaja Yogis. We can understand the world in which he dwelt. And of course, many of us, even as realized souls and Sahaja Yogis, struggle to understand what he wrote, because we still try to understand with our brains rather than listen with our hearts. He wrote from the heart. And we have to listen to his rhythms, his vibrations, through the heart, through our subtle system, and not through the brain. And in the same way, when we listen to the music of realized souls, we can't listen with our brains. We have to open our hearts, hear the rhythms, receive the vibrations. So, I'm going to try a little experiment this evening. And intersperse 3 elements. Firstly, through the music of a gentleman who died quite recently, but is certainly one of the finest musicians and greatest tabla players in the world. And I speak of Zakir Hussain. And some passages by William Blake, and silence. Those 3 things we'll just experiment with putting together tonight. Leave our thoughts at the door. Leave our brains to simply receive what our heart tells them. There's no intellectual understanding of these rhythms. There is only the opening of the heart, of the chakras, in full understanding of this dimension, open only to the realized soul. So let's have a go, shall we?
Can you bring up all the Shure mics, please?
Come forth, O Vala, from the grass and from the silent dew. Rise from the dews of death, for the eternal man is risen. She rises among flowers and looks towards the eastern clearness. She walks, yea, runs. Her feet are winged on the tops of the bending grass. Her garments rejoice in the vocal wind, and her hair glistens with dew. She answered thus, Whose voice is this? In the voice of the nourishing air, in the spirit of the morning, awaking the soul from its grassy bed. Where dost thou dwell? For it is thee I seek, and but for thee I must have slept eternally, nor have felt the dew of thy morning. Look how the opening dawn advances with vocal harmony. Look how the beams foreshow the rising of some glorious power. The sun is thine, he goeth forth in the majestic brightness. O thou creating voice that callest, and who shall answer thee? Where dost thou flee, O fair one? Where dost thou seek thy happy place? To yonder brightness there I haste, for sure I came from thence. Or I must have slept eternally, nor have felt the dew of the morning. Eternally thou must have slept, nor have felt the morning dew, but for yon nourishing sun. 'Tis that by which thou art arisen. The birds adore the sun, the beasts rise up and play in his beams, and every flower and every leaf rejoices in his light. Then, O thou fair one, sit thee down, for thou art as the grass. Thou risest in the dew of morning, and at night art folded up. Alas, am I but as a flower? Then will I sit me down, then will I weep, then I'll complain and sigh for immortality, and chide my Maker, thee, O sun, that raisest me to fall. And so saying, she sat down and wept beneath the apple trees. O be thou blotted out, thou sun, that raisedst me to trouble, that gavest me a heart to crave, and raisest me, thy phantom, to feel thy heat, and see thy light, and wander here alone, hopeless, if I am like the grass, and so shall pass away. Rise, sluggish soul, why sitst thou here? Why dost thou sit and weep? Yon sun shall wax old and decay, but thou shalt ever flourish. The fruit shall ripen and fall down, and the flowers consume away, but thou shalt still survive. Arise, O dry thy dewy tears. Huh? Shall I still survive? Whence came that sweet and comforting voice? And whence that voice of sorrow? O sun, thou art nothing now new to me. Go on thy course rejoicing, and let us both rejoice together. I walk among his flocks, and hear the bleating of his lambs. Oh, that I could behold his face, and follow his pure feet. I walk by the footsteps of his flocks. Come hither, tender flocks. Can you converse with a pure soul that seeketh for her Maker? You answer not. Then am I set your mistress in this garden? I'll watch you and attend your footsteps. You are not like the birds that sing and fly in the bright air, but you do lick my feet and let me touch your woolly backs. Follow me as I sing, for in my bosom a new song arises to my Lord. Rise up, O sun, most glorious minister of light and day. Follow on, ye gentle airs, and bear the voice of my rejoicing. Wave freshly, clear waters flowing around the tender grass, and thou, sweet-smelling ground, put forth thy life in fruits and flowers. Follow me, O my flocks, and hear me sing my rapturous song. I will cause my voice to be heard on the clouds that glitter in the sun. I will call, and who shall answer me? I will sing, who shall reply? For from my pleasant hills, behold the living springs, running among my green pastures, delighting among my trees. I am not here alone. My flocks, you are my brethren. And you birds that sing and adorn the sky, you are my sisters. I sing and you reply to my song. I rejoice and you are glad. Follow me, O my flocks. We will now descend into the valley. Oh, how delicious are the grapes, flourishing in the sun. How clear the spring of the rock, running among the golden sand. How cool the breezes of the valley and the arms of the branching trees. Cover us from the sun. Come and let us sit in the shade. My Luva here hath placed me in a sweet and pleasant land, and given me fruits and pleasant waters and warm hills and cool valleys. Here I will build myself a house, and here I'll call on his name. Here I'll return when I am weary, and take my pleasant rest. So spoke the sinless soul, and laid her head on the downy fleece of a curled ram, who stretched himself in sleep beside his mistress, and soft sleep fell upon her eyelids in the silent noon of day.
Soundman, can you bring up the Shure microphones, please?
The previous passage came from Vala, or the four Zoas. Now hear this now from Jerusalem. And thus Los replies upon his watch. The valleys listen silent. The stars stand still to hear. Jerusalem and Vala cease to mourn. His voice is heard. From Albion, the Alps and Apennines, listen. Hermon and Lebanon bow their crowned heads. Babel and Shinar look toward the western gate. They sit down silent at his voice. They view the red globe of fire in Los's hand as he walks from furnace to furnace, directing the laborers. And this is the song of Los, the song that he sings on his watch. O lovely, mild Jerusalem, O Shiloh of Mount Ephraim, I see thy gates of precious stones, the walls of gold and silver. Thou art the soft reflected image of the sleeping man, who stretched on Albion's rocks reposes amidst his 28 cities, where Beulah, lovely, terminates in the hills and valleys of Albion, cities not yet embodied in time and space. Plant ye the seeds, O sisters, in the bosom of time and space's womb, to spring up for Jerusalem, lovely shadow of sleeping Albion. Why wilt thou rend thyself apart and build an earthly kingdom to reign in pride and to oppress and mix the cup of delusion? O that thou that dwellest with Babylon, come forth, O lovely one. I see thy form, O lovely mild Jerusalem, winged with 6 wings in the opacest bosom of the sleeper, lovely threefold, in head and heart and reins, 3 universes of love and beauty, thy forehead bright, holiness to the Lord, with gates of pearl, reflects eternity. Beneath thy azure wings of feathery down, ribbed, delicate, and clothed with feathered gold and azure and purple, from thy white shoulders shadowing purity and the holiness. Thence, feathered with soft crimson of the ruby, bright as fire, spreading into the azure, wings which like a canopy bends over thy immortal head, in which eternity dwells. Albion, beloved land, I see thy mountains and thy hills and valleys and thy pleasant cities, holiness to the Lord. I see the spectres of thy dead, O emanation of Albion. Thy bosom white, translucent, covered with immortal gems, a sublime ornament not obscuring the outlines of beauty, terrible to behold for thy extreme beauty and perfection. 12-fold here all the tribes of Israel I behold upon the Holy Land. I see the river of life and tree of life. I see the new Jerusalem descending out of heaven between thy wings of gold and silver, feathered, immortal, clear as the rainbow, as the cloud of the sun's tabernacle. Thy reins covered with wings, translucent, sometimes covering, and sometimes spread abroad, reveal the flames of holiness which like a robe covers, and like a veil of seraphim, in flaming fire, unceasing, burns from eternity to eternity. 12-fold I there behold Israel in her tents. A pillar of cloud by day, a pillar of fire by night guides them. And there I behold Moab and Ammon and Amalek. There, bells of silver round thy knees, living, articulate, comforting sounds of love and harmony, and on thy feet sandals of gold and pearl, and Egypt and Assyria before me, the isles of Javan, Philistia, Tyre, and Lebanon. Thus Los sings upon his watch, walking from furnace to furnace. And hear once again the silence of Sasrara. Jai Shri Mataji. It's time to bring this meditation to a close. I just want to say thank you to everyone for indulging me by allowing me to try this little experiment. I'm not so sure that it works to go back and forth for the Blake and the music and the silence and back, and then perhaps another time I will try just a session of Blake, a session of music, and then the silence without jumping around. I don't know. See, it's good to try different things. I will say that that music program is worth listening to from beginning to end, particularly Zakir Hussain. And so it was it's the evening program, Easter Puja from 1988. So if you want to find it, that's where to find it. It really is listening to it, worth listening to it all. But for now, I'm afraid we must finish. And I would like to finish just by saying Sri Mataji's simple mantra, the simplest of all, and as Mother has said, one of the most powerful of all, if not the most powerful, where we simply say Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Nirmaladevi Namo Namaha. And we'll say it 7 times. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Nirmaladevi Namo Namaha. 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 And collectively, we can raise our Kundalini and put ourselves in Bandhan. And thank you everyone for coming and being a part of this, our time together, in the presence of our Mother, who dwells in our hearts forever and ever. Amen.